I'm 28, male, and work in IT. My life isn't flashy, just your average 9-to-5 grind, some savings in the bank, and plans for a low-key but stable future. I'm the kind of guy who prioritizes responsibility over impulse. My girlfriend of 2 years, who I'll call G, is the opposite. She's vibrant, the life of every party, and thrives on social attention. At first, her outgoing nature complemented my introverted tendencies. But recently, her need to be the center of attention started to rub me the wrong way. The tipping point came one Friday night. G had invited me to meet her friends, a group I'd only met briefly at her birthday party months ago. These people were loud, flashy, and, quite frankly, intimidating. G insisted I come along, claiming they'd been dying to get to know me better. I was hesitant, but eventually agreed. We went to an upscale bar downtown. I dressed as best as I could. Nothing designer, just a crisp shirt and dark jeans. G was decked out in a mini dress and heels that screamed, "Look at me." As soon as we arrived, I felt out of place. Her friends were sipping overpriced cocktails, laughing loudly, and taking selfies every 5 minutes. At first, I tried to join in. I listened to their stories, made small talk, and even bought a round of drinks. But no matter what I said or did, I could tell I wasn't fitting in. The conversation kept circling back to extravagant vacations, designer purchases, and wild parties, none of which were in my wheelhouse. G, meanwhile, was in her element. She laughed, flirted, and seemed to forget I was even there. Things took a turn when one of her friends, a guy who looked like he spent more time at the gym than at work, made a snide comment about my drink choice. Beer? Really? That's so pedestrian. G laughed. Not a polite chuckle, a full-on, mean-spirited laugh. Then she said, "Well, that's I for you. He's just boring like that." I froze. Did she just say that? Another friend chimed in, "And cheap. He didn't even get the top-shelf vodka." Come on, G, you could do better. My face burned with embarrassment. I looked at G, hoping she'd defend me, but she just shrugged. "I know, right?" she said, smirking. That was it. The humiliation, the dismissal, the blatant disrespect, all in front of people I didn't even know. I excused myself and went to the bar, pretending to take a phone call. In reality, I was trying to gather my thoughts. When I came back, G was still holding court, laughing and chatting like nothing had happened. I tapped her on the shoulder and said quietly, "Can we talk for a minute?" She rolled her eyes. "What is it, Can it wait? We're having fun." "No," I said firmly. "It can't." Reluctantly, she followed me outside. The air was crisp, a sharp contrast to the suffocating atmosphere inside. "What's your problem?" she snapped, crossing her arms. "My problem?" I repeated, my voice low but steady. "You just insulted me in front of your friends. Called me boring and cheap. Do you even realize how disrespectful that was?" She scoffed. "Oh, come on. Don't be so sensitive. It was just a joke. They're my friends. I have to keep things light." "Light?" I said, incredulous. "At my expense? You didn't even defend me when they called me cheap." "Well," she said, tilting her head, "you kind of are. I mean, look at where we're at. You could have at least ordered something decent." The sheer entitlement in her tone made my blood boil. "Wow," I said, shaking my head. "You know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe I am cheap. Cheap with my time, my effort, and my respect. Because clearly you don't deserve any of it." Her eyes widened. "What are you saying?" "I'm saying we're done," I said, my voice like steel. "Right here, right now." She laughed nervously. "You're kidding?" "No," I said, turning to leave. "I'm not." I walked away without looking back. By the time I got home, my phone was blowing up with texts and missed calls from G. At first, they were angry. "You're overreacting. Come back and apologize. Stop being so dramatic." Then came the pleading. "Please, I didn't mean it. I was just trying to impress them. I love you." I ignored them all. The next day, she showed up at my apartment unannounced. She was holding a coffee, her usual peace offering, and wearing her best "I'm sorry" smile. She began, her voice soft and sweet. "I messed up. I shouldn't have said those things. Can we talk?" "No," I said flatly. "We can't. You showed me who you were last night. And I believe you. Her expression hardened. So, that's it? You're just throwing away 2 years? I'm not throwing anything away, I said. You did that the moment you prioritized impressing your friends over respecting me. She glared at me, then stormed off, muttering something about me being pathetic. Part 5. Revenge and Consequences. I thought that was the end of it. I was wrong. A week later, I started hearing rumors. Mutual friends told me G was spreading lies, claiming I'd cheated on her, that I was controlling, even that I'd stolen money from her. None of it was true, but the damage to my reputation was real. That's when I decided to fight back. I compiled screenshots of her texts admitting to her behavior, along with messages from her friends mocking me. Then I posted everything online, along with a detailed account of what had happened. The post went viral. People were appalled by her actions, and many of her friends turned on her. She tried to do damage control, but the more she denied, the more evidence I provided. Her lies unraveled quickly. She lost several friends, her job found out about the drama, and her once perfect image was shattered. Meanwhile, I moved on. I focused on my career, reconnected with old friends, and even started dating again. Looking back, breaking up with G was the best decision I ever made. So if you're ever in a relationship where you're disrespected or undervalued, remember, you don't have to put up with it. Walk away. And if they try to destroy your reputation, don't hesitate to defend yourself. Oh, and if you enjoyed reading this, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, I've got more stories where this came from.